Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for today's press conference on the City of Portland's budget for fiscal year 2020 and 2021. My name is Eileen Park, and I am the Director of Communications for Mayor Ted Wheeler. Today, we are joined by City Budget Director Jessica Kinard and City Economist Josh Harwood to discuss the city's budget forecast. And we will be focusing exclusively on the budget process, the economic forecast, and the fiscal realities of the city in light of COVID-19. Now, this is a chance to give the public, as well as journalists, a better understanding of some of the more technical aspects of the budget process. And later this week, Mayor Wheeler will be releasing his proposed budget, and we will be able to talk about the specifics of his budget at that time. So please save your questions about the mayor's budget for that time. Now, one note before we begin, because it will help guide and understand the economics of our current situation. There is substantial uncertainty with regards to the forecast. Jessica and Josh will go into this in more detail, but the numbers we're balancing right now can and will likely change. This is an unprecedented budget cycle, and we are adapting, evolving, and adjusting to move with as much flexibility as possible. Okay, so let's begin with our first speaker, our City Budget Director, Jessica Kinard. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, thank you, Eileen. Good afternoon, everyone. As Eileen mentioned, my name is Jessica Kinard. I'm the city's budget director. I'm here with Josh Harwood, the city economist. Also, as Eileen mentioned, we are in highly unusual and uncertain times financially and budgetarily. And as the mayor gets ready to release his proposed budget later this week, we thought we'd come provide a little bit of background for you to help you understand some of the context under which the mayor is releasing his proposed budget. So I'm going to share with you a presentation to help you understand and to help us walk through some of these more technical details. So I pull this up. It looks like the presentation jumped forward a little bit, so excuse me while I back it up. All right, so today we're going to provide an overview of the typical budget process and how it has changed under the COVID-19 crisis. So what you see in front of you is our typical calendar for the City of Portland's annual budget process. And we typically plan for the adoption of the annual budget over an 8-month-long period. This process begins with the mayor's budget guidance and the release of the initial general fund forecast. Bureaus then develop and submit their requested budgets. The city budget office reviews these requests and issues recommendations to the council. The mayor develops and releases his proposed budget, typically at the beginning of May. Council then considers and approves the budget later in May, and the budget is finally adopted by the council in June. This process is long because we want budget development to be thoughtful, accurate, and informed. However, this year with the COVID-19 crisis, we've had to adjust rapidly to a new and emerging financial reality. So way back last September, when we started the budget process for the upcoming fiscal year, we were optimistic about the year to come. The mayor released his no-cut budget guidance for the first time in years. So I think the last time we had no cuts, no general fund cuts in the budget was back in fiscal year 15-16, 5 years ago. The mayor's guidance also allowed bureaus to request new general fund resources and directed bureaus to collaborate on a number of key priority areas, as listed on this slide. Our general fund forecast as of February, just a few short months ago, included a total of $28.5 million in anticipated new general fund discretionary resources. Good financial practice dictates that we balance our forecast over 5 years, which leads to the division of our resource into 2 types. Resources that we anticipate to be available for all 5 years of the forecast we designate as ongoing resource, and those we can use to support ongoing costs like people and ongoing programs. You can see that our forecast in February included $4.5 million of these ongoing resources. Resources that we anticipate to be available next year, but not for the duration of the 5-year forecast, we designate as one-time. We recommend that those be only spent on one-time things like major maintenance expenses or one-time projects. Again, a few short months ago, we anticipated $24 million in new or excess one-time resources. Then the COVID-19 crisis happened and our financial picture changed suddenly and dramatically. The financial picture is still very much evolving, but we had to balance the budget to a new reality. As a result, our city economist, Josh Harwood, provided the council with an updated forecast on April 21st. Again, there remains substantial uncertainty in our financial future, which Josh will speak to. I'm going to turn it over to him now so he can share with you the picture that we've shared with the mayor and council to help them adjust to this new and changing reality. Josh, take it away.
All right. Again, it's Josh Harwood. I'm the city economist here for Portland. Jessica and Eileen summarized the situation pretty well, I think. We're kind of in the middle of the storm. And so it's really hard to see sort of the horizon. And so until we get there, it's going to be a lot more difficult. And the reality is that, I mean, local economist Bill Connerly said, if you can tell me when the health crisis ends, I can tell you a lot more about the economics. And so we're just starting to get plans from the governor's office about opening up. It's not certain that people will actually go out though. So because of that, we know that traffic through the airport is down from 94% from a year ago. We can be certain about a small number of revenue impacts. I mean, we know that lodging taxes, relatedly, are way off, and that there's roughly 20 hotels that are closed in Portland right now. So we don't even have rooms available necessarily, even if people were willing to travel, which they're not right now. But we're less certain about a lot of other taxes, like property taxes. I would expect that delinquencies for property taxes would go up a little bit, but the reality is that we just don't know anything. And then the extension of the tax deadline to July 15th creates even greater uncertainty, because usually for us, our business income taxes in the city, we collect about 60% of the taxes after April 15th. And so by moving it to July 15th, we're expecting, there's going to be a little change of the data sources. So Jessica, you can move on to the next one. So, but we do know some economic activity, and we do know that what I think we're having a little bit of trouble with is just the sense of scale. We've had initial claims in Oregon shot up right at the end of March. They've stayed relatively high, and so I think the reality though is that it's different than what we've seen before, but it's different in a lot of ways. And one of the ways it's different is that there's a lot of furloughed workers in there, and so we want to be careful about overstating sort of the extremity of the situation. But the reality is that we've not seen anything like this before. Go ahead, you can move forward. So this was put out by the Oregon Office of Economic Analysis. It's the latest best thinking of the Governor's Council of Economic Advisors, and probably reflects what I think we'll see in a couple of different revenue sources, in particular our transportation revenue sources. We'll see an initial bounce back, but the unemployment rate is not going to come down right away to the level it was beforehand. So we're gonna see a longer, slower growth path. So mostly general fund revenues this current year, we should be okay. Because most of it is being collected on economic activity that happened before the COVID-19 crisis, and so the reality is that we should be okay this year. We do know that the immediate exceptions are parks and Peabody. Peabody's losing gas taxes every day, and parking every day downtown. So we know that that's going to be a problem. Parks shut down all of their community centers, so they're not getting fees for swimming pools and courts and all of those things. So they're likely to be slow to come back, because I think the phased in nature of the economic reopening is going to be, and the governor sort of come out and started talking like this too, is that it's going to be slow to come back. At least all the way. I think we'll get a little bit of a bounce, and then it'll just be a slow trickle as people get more comfortable going outside. This is all predicated on the idea that eventually we have some kind of medical innovation that allows us to track this a little bit better than we have so far. So ultimately, what we did, the general fund discretionary resources total about $600 million. We cut that by about 75 million, mostly in our business income taxes. So that's on a base, that 45 million is on a base of 160 million, largely. We cut transient lodging taxes in half, because it's just going to be hard to make up for the closures that have happened. And then property taxes and utility license taxes and franchise fees will likely see increased delinquency rates, but the timing and magnitude of those are difficult to figure out exactly right now. So we'll have to see that as we progress into the fall. Ultimately, we decreased the general fund revenue, discretionary revenue by $75 million in fiscal year 2021. Than just 2 months ago. It's about a 13% decrease overall. So important points that are not included in the forecast. So this is just the forecast that our office does around discretionary general funds forecast. So there's no federal stimulus money in there yet, and we're still working through the regulations about how flexible those funds will be for us. And it also doesn't talk about non-general fund impacts. So like I said, so transportation, the utilities, our water and sewer departments, our development services folks. So those all have unique components to this and unique, we'll have unique paths out of it as well. So I think now I'm handing it back over to Jessica. Do I have one more? I've got one more, I guess. But the risks right now are pretty obvious, I think. It's a human behavior one that is going to be the hard one to really gauge exactly what's going to happen. China reopened everything pretty easily, but people didn't go outside. So, you know, we can give everybody as many stimulus checks as we want, but until they're comfortable actually attending the restaurant, we're not going to see us get back to where we were. And in Portland, Portland is a little bit more resilient than most in terms of our revenue streams, and largely that's because the property tax system here, while a little convoluted, is very stable, and so and that's about 40% of our revenue, or 45% of our revenue. So that helps us a lot in terms of being resilient. It's a little different picture than you might get from the state, and their forecast I think is May 20th. So things are moving quickly for all governments. We've likely been increasingly a tourism hub though, and so that could be a little bit difficult to see come back really quickly. So now I'm going back to Jessica, right?
Sorry, I guess I was muted there. So this is our last slide, and then we'll turn it back over to Eileen for questions. In addition to our annual budget development process, we also have at the city certain times where we open the budget up during the year to make adjustments. These are called our supplemental budget processes. We also refer to these processes as budget monitoring processes because we conduct monitoring during those times. This leads to the shorthand term bump, BMP. If you hear somebody mentions the bump, this is what they're referring to. We conduct the fall supplemental budget or bump in October and the spring supplemental budget in May. These processes are right at this moment providing critical points of flexibility for us as we adjust to the uncertain and evolving financial picture. So even though we must adopt an annual budget right now, we fully expect to know more about our financial situation in the fall, and we will use the fall bump process to adjust as needed to the updated information when we have it. So now I will turn it back over to Eileen.
All right. Thank you, Jessica and Josh. So now we will open it up for questions, and journalists who are joining us, please choose the Zoom option of raising your hands and I'll call you one by one. And also please indicate if your question is for Jessica or for Josh or for both. So let me know if you have a question to ask either of our panelists. Okay, if you don't have any questions, I know this is a very technical budget and you likely might need a couple more minutes or some time to review it, so that if you do have questions later, just feel free to contact me. You you all know my contact information with the mayor's office. So right now I'm just scrolling through Zoom to see if there are any hands raised, and I don't see any right now. All right, Jessica, Josh, do you have anything else to add?
I don't think so. I think in addition to Eileen's contact information, you can ask her for our contact information as well. We're always happy to provide additional information and clarity to the extent that we can, particularly during this uncertain time. So feel free to reach out if you'd like any more background on any of this technical information.
Awesome. Okay. Well, if you have no more questions, I want to thank everyone for joining us and have a great afternoon.